Blue lady. 58. Come on. Quit talking about it. And bring it. Check 37. Check 37. Check, check. Lucky. Let's go.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Jameis to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. Johnson, the intended target. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They run on first down with Jackson. And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. From the 30 on 2nd down, Jackson is going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Jackson options out left, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. 3 points, probably not going to win this Super Bowl, but at least you get something on the opening drive.
And it's certainly not going to lose it. So the bottom line is, come away with the points now, come back and get greedy later, and try and put it in the end zone.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Winston. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Hayes. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On play action, Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for a loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. From the gun, Winston. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us a ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punch coming in, I don't have a return punch, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Michael Johnson. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. On 2nd down, this is Jackson. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. On the return, Hester. $3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The first down carry here for Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Winston into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Von Miller, the blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. On 2nd down now, it's Jackson, and he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long, escaping the pressure right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? Does it bring in your tight end?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin White, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Winston now.
Okay, my bias is about to come out here.
And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. Johnson was the intended receiver.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 35. On first down, Jackson. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Second and 5 now. Jackson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, first down. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Throwing again on second down. Winston. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 3rd down. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Here's Winston. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 17, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something And he was
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
59.
Let's go, let's convert, let's convert, let's convert.
Check 26, check 26.
5 on the 50, 5 on the 50, 5 on the 50.
To throw, Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Check 43.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line.
Interception, baby, all day, all day.
Ready? Black, do that.
Drop deep, drop deep.
Wait.
50 extra money. Go 50 extra money. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Easy. Hey, flip it.
The first down throw for Winston. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10.
Easy. Even.
Watch the run. Baby, that's baby shot. Bang, 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 bang.
Winston, he's going to float this one deep right side. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off inside the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Johnson, the intended target. The Bengals drive about to get going. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9. They go play action with Jackson. Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, these two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They run the counter. It's Jackson. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Here we go. Switch. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
They'll run again with Jackson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Jackson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Swearinger. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from...
And now here's another interception. Picked off near the 29, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. So that is 2 pick sixes he's thrown in this football game. Now, you take those away, Charles, it's a completely different situation.
It totally is, but guess what? They have to deal with what they have now, okay? So they can't just mentally go, well, if we hadn't thrown those pick sixes, we'd be okay. Here's where you are. Here's where you're going to battle. But guess what? They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll run it with Jackson. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
50's the mark.
Again, it's Jackson as he'll stay on the ground. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Rosa's kick is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they're going to stop him short of the 20 with a penalty flag down. And what's the call here? So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Well, they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
14 yards, good for a Panther first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up. Check, check, check. Let's go.
They'll run on first down. Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. And a short gain here, down to the 22. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ndamukong Suh in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Shift. 36.
Now a give, right side. Jackson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's going to be caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw is Winston. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hayes. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. 3rd and short yardage. Winston. Quick hitter here. It's complete. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. Jameis now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
It's 2nd down.
Winston. Over the middle, complete. It's Hayes. And he coughed it up, and the Bengals grab it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. He's going to air one out. This is caught. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. And even 40 yards after the big play. A chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try the ground game with Jackson. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Bengals.